Welcome to part 13 of my Western Roman Empire campaign. Octavius is in the process of rebuilding the rundown empire and is commissioning many new projects. He's also in the process of integrating Britain back into the empire through all his successful conquests. And so many start to wonder whether Octavius would be luckier than Augustus and better than Trajan. And so welcome to Crusader Kings 3, The Fallen Eagle. The many conquests created more legions in Britain. Furthermore, it was important to me that my vassals in Britain shared my faith and were Romans, in order to be able to enforce my faith and my culture there. And the next time I looked at the decisions, it was clear to me that I was only 1 to 2 wars away from being able to officially reclaim Britannia. But before going to war, I strengthened my armies and improved my trade node in Egypt. But then, it was time to reclaim more land in Britain. And already the power of my legions alone was overwhelming for the enemy tribes. Battle after battle, I came closer to my goal. And even if it was not a flawless victory, it nevertheless left a clear message about the supremacy in Britain. Even parts of Ireland were conquered. After the victory, I increased my men-at-arms again to prepare for the final strike against Britannia. Octavius studied the doctrines of life, as he had still great plans for the future. In the meantime, the Roman faith had become dominant through the empire, and so Octavius decided to mend the great schism and unite all Christians under one faith. But Britain was yet not fully conquered, and another war ensued. Beyond that, Octavius consecrated his own bloodline and completed the first dynastic legacies. All this was to ensure that the future generations would have an easier inheritance and to protect the empire from collapse. This included choosing the right heir, and so I decided to disinherit my firstborn, as I felt my second son was more suited to ruling the empire. Now that the inheritance was secured, I entered the final part of the reconquest of Britain. My legions fought well, and after many battles and a long wait, I was finally able to officially reclaim Britannia. Okay. There it is. On the 7th July 523 AD, Britain was reclaimed by the Romans and is back in the empire. Yeah, now we're stronger than ever. We're taking back what rightfully belongs to us. This time we're not giving up on Britannia, because we will never have such crisis again. Oh my god. I mean, this guy is a legend. What he did for the empire, that's just amazing. So it was done. Britain was finally back in the Roman Empire, and Octavius finished the task that Honorius had started. Now that the Roman Empire regained its former greatness, it was time to hold on to it. But Octavius wouldn't be Octavius if he were satisfied with the reconquest of Britannia, and so he made use of his right of inheritance. As a son of a Persian emperor's daughter, he had a claim on the entire Persian Empire. Okay, here we go. The Persian Empire was politically unstable and involved in many civil wars. Octavius had realized this and used the current weakness of the Persian Empire to his advantage. Now it was time to send all the troops to Persia in order to capture the empire for Rome. But Octavius was not the only one who wanted the empire, which is why the Persian rebels also posed a potential threat to the Romans. But the Roman armies made rapid progress, conquering one city after another. The battles were also won, and Persia was simply overrun. The victory against the Persian Empire, it is completed. And so Octavius, the saver and restorer of the Roman Empire, succeeded in completely conquering Persia after the reconquest of Britannia. For the most of the inhabitants of the empire, he was thus officially luckier than Augustus and better than Trajan. But what do you think? Did Octavius earn such a title, or was he just lucky? Finally, I wanted to thank you all for 300 subscribers. I'm also planning to do a subscriber special soon, so if you have ideas or wishes for it, feel free to post them in the comments. And yeah, until the next time.